right, so up next, we've got Coach DeRocha from Liberty, Arizona. Going to be talking some three safety defense. I'm excited because we finally started seeing some of this in our league this year, so I'm eager to figure out how to beat it.
All right, my name's Ryan DeRocha. I am the linebackers slash front coach for the Liberty High School out of Peoria, Arizona. You got my contact info up there. Kind of ran into this, Coach Gum. I didn't know really what to put, and he suggested defending 11 personnel attached tight end using 3 high safeties. So that's what I kind of went and rolled with. So that's what we're going to jump in with. So obviously, you know, the rage was Iowa State. We went up there and met with them, and we're fortunate enough to win some pretty big ball games using their stuff. So for us, so first thing, I know it's not much of a, you know, it's about 3 high safeties, but for our kids, this is what we preach to our kids. This is our thing. It's code red. Our kids, if you're going to play for us, have to have these 5 things. You know, you always go into clinics, and I always hear guys are saying, you know, I can't get my kids to do that. Well, for us, it's a non-negotiable. The reason we do some of this stuff is we breed our kids on being tough. That's number one. If you're not tough, you're probably not going to be on the field too much for us. So, you know, when we design the defense, we don't obviously we want to make sure that the kids are in the right position, but these are the things we're looking at every position on the field. So when you say, if you have that thought of, oh, I can't do this, well, what is your culture, like Coach Gum talked about? What are you preaching to your kids every day? This is it. This is code red for us. So all right, our next one, core values. I'm not going to go over that. I think everybody on that's defense has that. All right, so we have 2 different, when we talk about coverages, we have 2 different kind of coverage families based off of your formation. So the first one we talk about is Florida rules. This year, that wasn't a big coverage for us. We had a lot of really big corners that were not great in man coverage, did not have top end speed. So we played a lot of our dime coverage. Now, there's a little bit of crossover between the 2, which is fine. And I'll explain that. But this is all based off of everything here, formation, splits of the receivers, and location of the dude. And that is one thing I will say we need to get better at is when you have a good receiver this year, we didn't do a good enough job of taking the ball away from him. So that is our kind of our off-season thing. So I'm going to get right into it. So I'll just give you the disclaimer. We do not treat Y off as 11 personnel. That to us is 20 personnel. So for us, our 20 personnel package is pretty intense. That'd probably be a little longer, but the 3 formations that you can run out of this, we call it dice, 2x2, you know, pro set, 1 back. We have Trey, and then we have what we call tex, which is trips with the tight end on the back side. So there's only 3 formations you can run out of 11 personnel. So that's how we start teaching our kids. So hang on, I'm out of order. I apologize. 1 sec. Why is that not coming up? So dice, 2x2, I apologize about that. This is how we basically split. So the top diagram we'll talk about is dime rules. We call it dime. We like to be a trap team. If you have a tight end, we don't trap to a tight end. So in this case, what we play is your old school cover 2. And the only difference with that is basically we are going to tell our stud, our strong side, field side backer, if you've got support coming directly from the outside, if we have either a sky call or a cloud call, you can come underneath any out block of that tight end right now. So for that safety, that lion, that L safety, he is tied into the left side of this coverage. So for him, he knows that he can spill. We want everything going to the sideline. We want nothing going. We don't box anything. We don't take it on with the inside shoulder. We're trying to push it outside to our corner or our safety, whoever's our primary force. Our Falcon, our middle safety, he's keying number 3. Whoever number 3 is. Number 3 is in the backfield. Man, I can't number because that's a 3, and that's going to drive me nuts now. But that number 3 in the backfield, that's where the Falcon is keying. So he's going to fit in our base rules off of number 3. So for this is obviously cover 2. We're gonna try to beat up the receivers. We got guys this past year, we graduated 40 seniors. We might not have that this year. We might be a little more of a sky team. And we teach it. We let the kids, we let the kids have a little fun with it. If this number 1 receiver cheats down, we'll stay with cloud. If he gets really wide to the sideline, we call sky, and he comes down invert cover 2. Our backers, their job is to stop the run. If that MAC linebacker can help you in the pass, great. This year, be quite honest, our kid is a little bit of a fire hydrant. He wasn't the greatest at pass, but he could stop the run. He could plug for you. So the fact that we just let him do that helped us out. So that is our base defense curl of 1. So if the stud gets past, he's going to drop off a 1. Again, if you got a big tight end that you're worried about, we'll play hands on the tight end. We'll beat the tight end up, and that number 1 runs a quick slant. We just got to get our body presence in the window. So Florida rules. This is kind of our man match stuff. So now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, this corner is locked on number 1. So he runs a vertical. The backer has to know that I don't have support coming there. By calling banjo, what ends up happening, or by calling Florida, that takes this safety right here, and they've got to match these 2 receivers. So the tight end in the back, the stud and the lion have to match it. So we all know play action pass, or any kind of run action of this stud, he has to hold the edge, and we call it he has to spill late. So we're not going to have him spill it right away, because what ends up happening is if this tight end goes in arcs and he comes underneath and gets blocked, now you got one-on-one with the safety. That corner's out of there. We want that ball to continue to go to the sideline. So he's got to hold that edge, and the minute the ball declares, if he gets some kind of same side run, he'll fold back in underneath. Hopefully by that time we've got enough pursuit to bounce it to the sideline, and that's how we play Florida. If it's 2 receivers, we play your old school palms coverage. Nothing major there, with our Falcons still keying number 3. Now, the nice part about this is it allows this Sam backer to play off the line. If the back is to the 2 receiver side, or the slot side, now you got the games you can play. You can lock the lion on that, and you can blitz him. If this number 1 is a dude, you can drop him here. If that back is away from the tight end, you got some freedom. Use your imagination, whatever you like to do. This was our kid last year that could get home. So if that happened, we let him go. But like I said, last year wasn't a big Florida team for us. We call them Florida our Gator rules. We were really a trap team. So some of the film that I got coming up wasn't the great. You're not going to see a lot of great Gator film, because we didn't just have a lot of it. So, all right, this is a team. Let me know if it gets choppy for you guys. Try to run. So against this team, this first game of the year, all we had was a scrimmage film. So right now we're playing banjo on the tight end. We're playing banjo on the tight end. He's going to cloud this because of the split. Our rules become, when he gets motion this game, because this was a big jet motion team, you can see the corner rolling down. This is for him. He is trapping right now. He's going to trap the jet motion if it comes. So that's why you see him rocking down. You got our backer here, number 44. Of course, he's a great athlete, so our offensive coordinator stole him. He is now a tight end. Go figure. But right here, you can see hands on, and he comes back when that ball comes back underneath. All right, so he gets that underneath. At the same time, as soon as he gets that out block, he's working. Corner comes up, makes the tackle. So we want everything going to the sideline. We do not want the ball going up the field. That's why we are not a very big blitz team from the outside. If we are, it's token pressure, because if you kick and wall one of our guys, it's a touchdown. All your support is built from outside in. All right. This team right here, I ain't gonna lie to you, we did not play well. The quarterback on this team had a heart defect, but he would have been playing football at the University of Michigan next year. Up your way. This receiver at the top of the screen is going to Columbia, and this running back is going to I want to say Northern Arizona. Their left tackle will be at Notre Dame. So we had our work cut out for us this game. You're going to see a couple throws this kid makes where I don't have an answer other than clap your hands, go back to the huddle, and try not to let him do it again. So we get motion. We're trapping at the top of the screen, right? We get that. Boom. Little run support. This tight end's at the bottom. We get that corner. Again, most teams, there's no way for this guy to block him without hitting him square in the back. If he does hit him, that ball's still going to bubble. The wing, he's probably not looking for the corner. He's probably looking to seal off our backer right here, which he does. Not a huge fan right here. This team burned us on a trick play of the previous series, so our secondary is kind of playing a little scared. They got us on toss pass. But I'd like to see our secondary coming down, but corner traps makes a great play on the ball. So, okay. Not gonna try to toot my own horn. This quarterback will be playing at Ohio State next year. So again, the receiver right here will be playing at Cal. So when you got dudes, you got to have different. So what should happen here? We don't really do a great job. They motion. You can see our corner at the top. Jets a little bit. And you got a little bit of we call this trap at the top. He's going to, when number 2 goes vertical, he is going to wheel his butt back to the sideline. And he's going to try to get under this out cut right here. This is the quarterback that could throw the quick out from the opposite hash. So we had to have something. Not bad. All right, here's a few clips of Gator for us. Oop, I ran that in fast. I apologize. Our outside backer comes under the tight end when that ball is going the opposite way. We got these two guys are out of the fit completely. So these two guys, whenever we talk about box counts and run, if we're in Gator, this guy and this guy aren't there. And that's what we teach our kids. This outside backer right here knows I'm the last line of defense. Because if these guys both run vertical, I can't count on them. He comes up, kind of sets the edge a little bit. I'd like to see him come underneath that a little faster, but tackle for loss, I'm being a little picky, I guess. Good example right here. Again, this tight end, we didn't have a lot of, I'm not going to lie to you, we didn't have a lot of respect for him. We let the ball, he comes down, 2 guys to spill, ball goes sideways, we should win. So that is our So this right here for us guys, our next formation is Trey, old school Trey. So Trey does a little different for us in dime or in Florida rules. So our Trey coverage, what ends up happening is the number 3. Now it works a little better when the number 3 is outside the core, but we are going to pull both of our backers over the guards because now we are taking the Falcon out of the primary fit. So now instead of that will, we have our primary fit on the backside is going to be that corner or the safety. Okay, so these two right here, the corner and the safety backside, one of them is going to be a fitter. If it's Bronco, it's the corner. If it's Sky, it's the safety. So he's coming down. We're going to spill it to him. If he gets there first, he spills it to one of these guys coming off the edge. So if number 3, if you get any kind of inside zone with Y pop, our Falcon is going to be driving on it, hitting it right in the mouth. We're trapping here. We're staying deep. And he's going to play the curl of 2. So nothing Nothing out of the ordinary there. So, gosh, I am goofing up today left and right. I apologize. This banjo right here should say Zorro. I think I uploaded the wrong one. Our Zorro, like Coach Mack, it's kind of that 0 to 10 player here, deep third. Now, here's what becomes the thing with Zorro is we are taking this safety and putting him in zone coverage. This backside safety now is our key 3 player. So knowing that, it's the same thing as a screw call. We're not gonna spill to nobody. So this whip is gonna stay outside until that ball declares before he comes back in. All right, we're not gonna spill. It drives me nuts when you see teams, they do a great job of spilling it, but they don't have an answer, and number one just runs down the sideline, and you spilled it, and great, they gained 15 yards on a spill. He's playing the void. He's going to hit number 2, and he is straight to the flat. So you get teams that like to run flood concept. You got your sail player, you got your flat player, you got your third player, and you got the guy here who will top the post of anybody. Your ram coming across the field will undercut the post. So you got top and bottom. That Mac, he's just going to cut the middle. He's not going to let that number 3 come across the field. Our lock call puts this whip on the back. If the back's away, your whip can help on number 1. He can brush. He can do all kinds of things. You can have a little bit of fun with him. I am taking up a lot of time, guys. I apologize. It's my first one, so I'll know for next time. All right, but here we go. We got this right here. We're going to turns into Trey. This is our dime rules. Our safety right here is key in number 3. Because of the split, they called sky. So instead of this guy trapping the flat, we're going to drop the safety down. The corner, even if he tries to trap this, is not going to make a play on this route. So they sky it. He comes down, gets a little leverage, but our free safety is not a your buddy Jim Leonard up in Wisconsin really likes our free safety, and he's only going to be a junior. So we're hoping in a couple years he'll be up there with you guys. So, sorry, Trey is on the bottom of the screen right here. So we got Trey, sky, hit. This right here, we got Trey, the tight end stays in. Tight end stays in. We should have a rush from him outside in. But this is what we talk about split rules. The safety right here, we tell him not to be robots. If I'm him, I'm making I'm playing a different technique here. I'm moving outside. That receiver right there is on the hash. That's a Division I quarterback that can throw the ball on a rope. I'm moving him outside. I'm playing him down, or I'm playing him outside. I'm not letting him do that. As you can see, we don't have enough respect for this. We gave up that route too many times that night. We didn't learn from our mistakes. So it's not great. Down at the bottom, doesn't really matter. They're rolling away from it. All right, fits out of Trey. Trey at the top of the screen. Trey into the boundary. We don't do anything spectacular. We just flip the coverage. Again, right here, we're going to spill it because we know that we've got some support outside. I don't know what call they made over here. Looks like a sky call. That hopefully doesn't happen because he's got to be the next guy. But if you look here, we want him on a sky call dropping here and him getting over the top. So in case they run some kind of RPO, he can run through the window. If it's a sluggo or a glance, we still have a shot. Sorry, guys, I will get to our last thing pretty soon. I'm coming up on time if I'm not over it. I got all night, guys. I'm 2 hours behind Wisconsin, so if you guys want to hang out for a little bit after, I got no problem showing you some of this or answering any of your questions.
But we're all quarantined, so it's not like we got to work tomorrow. So
I thought everybody was working tomorrow. I thought everybody was working tomorrow. I thought that was kind of the point to this. Everybody's working from home. I got to justify my time tomorrow, so it's going to take me a while to write that email, I'm sure. So, last formation we talk about again. Tex, right, for us. Now, even with, like I said, there's some interlap here on Tex. Now instead of this backer and this safety banjoing, it's going to be our corner and our safety. Backers pull. We play void. We can play cloud. We can play sky. If we play any kind of sky coverage, that allows this backer to tighten up a little bit. So if they're trying to run RPO, you can tighten them up in the window. For us, Tex was like, I think we saw it about a half dozen times. All right. State championship game was one of them. I'll show you guys a little bit of film on it, but this is Tex. And this, it's just, I believe we're trying to jam him off the line, give him a chance, knowing that the back is here and they're going to tandem it. The safety just walks up. He's played a lot of football for us, so we give him this ability. We let him do it. You get him on there. He's a little late on the back, but same basic principle. Bottom of the screen, we're in dime. We're going to let this go. We're going to throw it right here. I'd like to see that ball come out, but I'm just picky. So here's what happens to your safeties. When you play trap, you're going to give up. I know you guys talk about that R4, what do they call it? Cap and snap. This is what happens. You get him right here, not having enough awareness. The safety's playing off. First down. I believe they called a penalty on that, but called holding or some BS, but ended up making it on this. So last thing now, we got banjo, everybody working. So if you guys kind of see it here, because that tight end and that backer away, this safety right here, his eyes are working to the field. He's just looking to pick up something. Nice part is when you have corners like this, that'll trigger too. I'm very fortunate with that. I want to say he broke his collarbone on this play, but made it back for the state championship game. All right. That's number 8 coming into your screen, just in case you guys are from Wisconsin guys. Talk to Coach Leonard. Hopefully you can get him because he's going to make him look really good. So, all right. Talk fast. Hopefully, like I said, it's only 15. It was supposed to be 15 minutes for that. I do apologize. Like I said, guys, I got nothing but time on my hands. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully I helped you guys out in some way, shape, or form. At any point, like I said, guys, I can throw down my Twitter handle. I check that daily. I got email. Other than trying to keep my daughter occupied for 8 hours a day, I'm pretty much free.
Sounds good, Coach.
Thanks, Ryan. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, that was good.
Appreciate it.
You got a couple of guys that ask a few guys asked kind of the same question. They wanted to know what you do or how much heavy personnel you see, and then what do you do against heavier personnel groupings. And some specifically 21 and 12 were asked.
21 and 12, I mean, our being a 3-man front, kind of your heavy personnel, we will jump into under. There are times if we jump into under, we'll sub. If you're a team that kind of runs everything with the same personnel, we can get into under on our base. If you sub in the heavy guys, we'll get our heavier guys in. If not, honestly, we look at what are you going to do? We'll put our 2 defensive ends in 5 techniques to basically, if your tight end's not down blocking, we'll play 2 9s, 2 5s, and a 0, 2 backers over the guards. And if you try to down block, there's the ball is going to get outside. We're going to spill it. We're going to come over the top. And again, it's hard to account for that free safety. He's at 9 yards, and he just can run the ball down at any rate. So when we see the heavy personnel, we'll look at both. We probably will carry under as a way to break it up. But that free safety being at 8 yards and coming downhill, we make a lot of mileage out of that. I think he led the team in goal line tackles this year. You put him, he's not afraid to get his nose dirty down by the goal line, fitting. Our goal line defense is pretty good because of him.
All right, and then one other question from Coach Kimmis. He wanted to know if you'll switch responsibilities with your safeties if the offense push motions the running back out.
That depends. We had a meeting today with our guys. It's all going to predicate on what you do. As much as I like to say yes, our offense, the red team there, they would flop the back, and if they didn't, we knew they were getting motion, and their motion tendencies were pretty good. The year before, they ran that motion once. We trapped it, and our kid about took the other kid's head off, and they never ran motion again. So this year, I think they were kind of playing around to see what we were doing to it. We have answers. I mean, if it's third and 8, we better not push. Stay deep, come up and rally. If it's short yardage, we'll probably trap it. If you're trying to run like a quick out, try to block everybody, we'll try to trap it and beat them there. Like I said, we weren't a big man team this year, so it was hard for some of those short yardage. It was hard for us.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you guys.